Trainers, welcome back to another Pokemon TCG Pocket video. Today we are going to be opening some packs and I am going to be yapping. I'm gonna dub this like pack and yap. I'm not exactly sure, but I just want to open packs and talk about something I want to talk about related to the game that is not related to the cards on the pack. Obviously I'll, if there's a hit or something like that, I'm gonna be excited, but the focus on today's video is the intrinsic value of digital only assets. I've seen a lot of people talk about digital assets, and especially when you compare the paper game to this digital game. So basically we're just going to open, I've got about, I think I have 500 gold, maybe 590 gold. I'm going to talk why I open packs till I get tired. Hopefully you all find this interesting, but that's the theme for today, the intrinsic value of digital assets. And so I want to open 10 at a time. What exactly do I mean by that? So basically Pokemon TCG Pocket obviously is a digital only client, right? We don't have physical access to these cards. We are reliant on, the servers being alive for our money to, continue to have value, in essence. I think I'm gonna open Charizard. In essence. So as we've played this game and as I put out content, I've seen a common critique, and I feel like this is kind of the middle of the road. You kind of, ooh, a sparkly one. You have folks who are, ooh, Rapidash. You have folks who talk about, there's a spectrum, right? You have physical assets, and for Pokemon, that is like a piece of paper, a card. You'll always have that card regardless. That card might not hold the same value over time based on, a large variety of things. It could be the metagame. Is Pokemon still popular? Do people still use the cards? Is there values in collections? Things like that. And obviously, digital only assets don't have that same sort of longevity, potentially, right? So, a great example of this, I think, is kind of with phones or music. Music is probably a really simple concept to think about it, right? So we started with physical media. Well, okay, first we started with, you had to go in person whenever to go physically see music. This was before, I want to say, the invention of the sonograph. That doesn't sound right. Something phone, something, I don't know. Before, there was essentially a point in time where, ooh, there's a Flareon, where you had to go physically to see the music. You didn't have that. Oh, there's an EX in here. You didn't have access to music in your home unless it was from a performer. But with time, that changed, where slowly you could acquire physical media, and listen to whatever sort of music you wanted to, as long as it was purchased and, you could play it. So we went from in person, where you could only be in person to listen to it, to then having to, physical. And then slowly with time, these types of physical medias changed. There was first, was it the Walkman? Ooh, a sparkly one. And then after the Walkman, the CD player, and after somewhere, and there's like the cassette player. I'm too young to get the historical timeline right because I just don't know. And after that, we had discs where we played the music. That's definitely what I'm most familiar with. I am 27, right? The bald maybe makes me think I'm a little older, but I remember phones before the iPhone and things like that. So we've kind of transformed different types of physical media. They've changed size, they've changed, quality, they've changed all this stuff specifically for music. But then you had things like iTunes coming out, right? And once iTunes came out, you could own the digital asset on your computer locally, either by taking a CD you already had and uploading it to your computer, or by purchasing a digital, version where you could listen to it whenever you wanted. So at some point, we've transitioned from physical ownership to ease and accessibility, which is, I think, exactly where Pocket fits into this mix. We've gone from physical cards, ownership of these physical cards, to ease and accessibility. Most folks have a smartphone, especially in the US where I live. Most folks have one, and you can, access this application for free at any time, as long as the servers are available. The same can be said for Spotify, right? Like, I personally don't own any physical music media, right? I did at one point, I had CDs. My first car had a 6 CD changer, but now I just have Spotify Premium. I'm reliant on Spotify keeping servers online to, access my music, and I pay a monthly subscription fee. This is pretty common. Another common product that has done this, and it's less of an evolution, but it's like Adobe products, right? Like, you used to be able to have a physical license, you used to be able to have a disc, but now it's a subscription fee. So they've made the access a little bit easier. Ooh, Slowpoke. By letting different people access it at certain times, but you know, you lose the physical ownership. So it's again, it's just this transition of time over, you know, physical ownership of something to ease and accessibility. And like I said, I've seen a huge critique of Pocket, people complaining, you know, it's just digital. I'm wasting my money on digital pixels that are pictures. And this isn't a large group of people, but I think this topic is interesting. And I think another thing that kind of fits into this, God forbid I say it out loud, but it's NFTs. NFTs are like the farthest end of this, right? And the blockchain. So if you're not familiar with the blockchain is essentially just a ledger, and anytime ownership transfers, the ledger adds another tick mark to it to say, you know, oh, this person used to have the ownership of this specific ID that refers to something, you know, referring to it, whether it being a digital asset or, you know, an in-game skin or something like that. But with each transfer of hands, you know, we're marking where this ledger is going. So it's just like tracking an ID that refers to something. That's the blockchain. And then how NFTs work on that blockchain is kind of, in essence, the same thing. You could say, you know, I pulled this Flareon card and then I get a block that says, right, I've got this Flareon. And if someone else wanted the Flareon, you would do something called a proof of concept, which is an intentionally computationally heavy process that causes it's an intentionally I'm twisting my words here. It's a high computational process. It's energy intensive to, you know, prevent certain bad actors from you know, changing these things from computer power. But it's just a ledger. It's a fancy ledger that uses a lot of computational power. We've seen people have, you know, a really bad taste in their mouth from NFTs because it's often a cash grab. You know, there's some NFT pay to earn games where folks, you know, they get in and, you know, they say, you know, oh, there's this economy, you can pay to, you can play to earn and all these sorts of things. But a lot of this stuff is not really kosher. It's really misleading to player bases. You know, you have, it's in essence, a lot of times much more of akin to a pyramid scheme, or if you're familiar with multi-level marketing, the people at the top are profiting from all the people in the bottom. That's where the money comes in. And in games recently, I want to say in the past like 5-ish years, definitely in the past 3 years, it's become a lot more popular with dawn of crypto. And that's kind of the farthest extreme of a digital asset. Pokemon TCG Pocket obviously does not function like that, but you could see in essence how it could. So I just wanted to bring up that point of you know, kind of our extremes. We have physical media all the way on the left here. Let's, you know, imagine a bar, and then NFTs all the way on the right. And Pokemon Pocket is kind of sitting right in the middle. I really haven't gotten it very good so far. Pokemon Pocket is sitting right in the middle, where it's a digital only game. There's a lot of digital only games where I'm having digital only, two sparklies. I'm having digital only assets that I'm reliant on. Oh, I think that's new. Oh, it's not new. I'm reliant on the servers being active to ever play this game. And that's kind of the biggest critique I've seen people say with digital only assets, whether it be for NFTs or anything, but this can be said for anything, right? This can be said for Spotify. This can be said for any game, any subscription game. Oh, I think this is oh, another Sabrina. Yes, now I have 2 full arts of these. Okay, back to what I was saying. This can be said for anything that's online only. It can be said for Adobe products. It can be said for music streaming services. It can be said for, you know, even Microsoft Word. Microsoft products are subscription and they sit on a cloud. We are reliant on these entities, and by putting our money forward, you know, we say that yes, we assume you are in good faith going to give us a product by doing this. And Pokemon TCG Pocket, you know, sits in that exact same spot. They have a digital ledger that says, I have these cards. It's not an NFT. There's probably stuff on the back end that has, you know, each of us have a unique ID assigned to it. The cards have a unique ID assigned to it, but, you know, it's obviously not running on a blockchain. It's not being really computationally intensive. And there's no trading system yet. So you're pretty much stuck on this. And as long as the game receives attention and is alive and well, we are confident that, you know, the money we spent, we can still use. And like I said earlier with the start of this, you know, I've kind of gone down a yappy rabbit hole. This is kind of the point of this. I'd love to see just like if you all have thoughts on digital only assets as well. Again, it's all about the ease and accessibility. And that's really where I think Pokemon Pocket needs to hone in on. And what it's done so far is it's given me ease and accessibility to collect, which is very cool and very fun. Ooh, I think that's a full art Charizard. I do not have that. Let's go. I'm looking for the illustration rare Charizard, to be honest with you, or the immersive rare. Pokemon Pocket has so far brought very well collecting, digital things. It's ease. You can take it anywhere. In theory, soon you'll be able to trade it anywhere to a digital platform, as opposed to, hoisting a big binder. I have a whole bunch of binders behind me, if you can see right here. Hosting any of these binders to a shop, opening them out, having a social experience with different people and trading them. I can load up my phone and play with anyone in the world. I can't trade with anyone in the world, but I can play with anyone in the world right now. And by doing that, right, it's brought so much ease and accessibility to me, to the game. I understand with any game we play that there is going to be a potential now, right? More modern games almost never have physical discs, especially computer games. Almost everything I own's on Steam. I have a handful of PS5 discs, and I like to buy all my Switch media physically. But in terms of my computer, phone stuff, like, I'm just reliant. I am fully reliant on servers staying online to enjoy the game. And that's the risk we take with anything. Like I said, with Spotify, it's the risk. With Adobe products, it's the risk. With so much stuff we enjoy. GPS, Google Maps. But we trust these entities that are so big and so critical, to existing. I'm saying Pokemon Pocket is critical to me existing. But it's the same idea, right? These are digital only assets that help me get around. We started with maps, and now we have Google Maps on our phone digitally, and it's traded, right? Physical access to a map for ease, accessibility, and better use. I for one am happy for the slow evolution, and I think Pokemon Pocket really sits in a wonderful spot, and I think it has so much potential if they improve the gameplay system, just because, right, like I said, it's brought the ease and accessibility of two sparklies. What are we gonna get? Wait. Oh, an Erica! She's pretty. Just the card is so pretty. It's brought ease and accessibility, to us. And some people, say, I'm gonna touch back on the end of the line. Again, I've seen mostly for Pokemon just the complaint of it being a digital only asset, this game, versus, having, why don't you go collect physical cards? But then when I post like a short about collecting physical cards, people go, well, wasting your money gambling. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I just like the art. I like collecting. I get a lot of satisfaction out of, having a master set. That's something that I like to do with my sets. I do it slowly, and I just think it's so fun to have that physical media. But with Pokemon Pocket, I think it's so amazing that I'm able to have so much access to that's my last card for the set, for the base set. So much access to playing with other people in this game, not only collecting. So that's really what I want to see from Pokemon in this game. I really want to see them. That's the last one. I really want to see them up. Ooh, every card type in this expansion. What else do I get? Nothing else? Okay, that's fine. Should we? I didn't get the immersive art. I'm gonna open 10 more Charizard, and then I think I'm going to switch to, maybe not. I kind of just want the immersive. That's what this game is on. So all that to say, all that yapping and pack opening to say, that I just really want to see. I really want to see them take the battling seriously. And again, I know they said it's a card collecting app, but just what it's done and what I've seen it do so fast. For me, like, I want to open up the app. I want to make decks. I want to do all this stuff that I never want to do with physical cards, because it's so easy. Like, a physical card, I like to have a master set. So let's say I want to make a deck, right? I need to go through. I don't want to break my master set. So what I do is I'll order more cards to make the deck, and then the deck just kind of sits. And then I find it really frustrating that I need to it just for me personally, it's like an organizational nightmare to switch out decks and be organized. Is that my champ again? But this game makes it so easy for me to I just need 2 cards of everything, and I can make any deck I want. And I think that's so cool. And I think trading is going to be so cool. And I just want this game to have longevity, because of the ease of access. So my point here, I've gotten off topic, is the intrinsic value, right? This is how I started the video, and the idea got me into this. Wow, I'm actually almost out of packs. Okay, unfortunately, my OBS recording software crashed mid-yap. So hopefully I can record the rest of hopefully I can recover the rest of that. But let's open 10 more packs, finish up Exactly. Ooh, finish up exactly what I want to talk about. And that's just the value I think Pokemon. Oh, another Erica. Okay, that's so cool. Actually, I'm really excited for 2 of those. The value that I think this app has, even though some people have, you know, been haters. Ooh, a Lapras. I love that. Ooh, and another EX Factor. I think that's my champ. Ooh, Charizard. Very cool. Even though I've seen a lot of just a lot of discourse about it being, you know, a digital only card, and I think there, you know, there's tons of digital only cards, and something that basically the last chunk of points I want to bring up is that these cards, I do think once trading gets implemented, will potentially have, you know, very clear real world monetary value. We see, oh yes, this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. This is what I wanted to pull today. This is my, now I have all the immersives. I think this one's honestly, no, I think Pikachu's my favorite. Let's just enjoy it. Oh, very cool. Is this a god pack? It could be. It's up front. It's up front. Let me look. Oh, doesn't look like it. I was bamboozled. I forgot where I was. The con of the pack and yap. You'll forget where you are sometimes. Ah, yes, real world market. A lot of these games that are digital only have real world markets. If you are familiar with Team Fortress 2 on Steam, there's real world marketplaces. There is, you know, people, it's against terms of service, but people sell World of Warcraft accounts. People sell, you know, Fortnite skins. People sell, you know, Marvel Snap accounts as well. That's not going anywhere. You could sell a Pokemon TCG Pocket account if you wanted to. Uh-oh, I'm out of gold. You could sell a Pokemon TCG Pocket account if you wanted to. At this point, you know, these are gonna have a value in some way, and I'm really interested to see exactly what trading brings to this game. I hope it doesn't bring too many scams and too many of those things, but digital only assets have intrinsic value in themselves, and that, you know, like I've said, we have so much ease and accessibility within the app to just play that you don't have from physical media. But we're losing what some people call true ownership for, you know, more of a, where'd my illustration go? Immersive go? I don't know. Card. Okay. You know, that's the complaint. So we're trading physical ownership for, you know, being able to play this whenever I want, however I want, as long as I have access to a phone and the servers stay up. I know this video was a little disjointed and haphazard and my recording crashed halfway through, but I hope you all enjoyed just my little yap and my little feelings. I think a real world marketplace is going to come to this game. I'm thrilled that NFTs aren't involved. That really wasn't even the discussion, but pretty much anything that NFTs do for games can already be done and have been done by games. And that, you know, if you wanted, some people talk about wanting an avatar to play in every single game, but each of those games would have to independently, you know, model all those assets for your NFT to reference something in their game. So like Fortnite would have to have a hat, Pokemon TCG Pocket would have to have a hat, you know, Overwatch would have to have that same hat modeled all within their game, and that's just not something that's great. But card games have digital ledgers on the back end that are far less computationally intensive. They are protected. They are assigned to you as long as the servers are online. And even with NFTs or other types of servers, if they go down as well, like you know, you have a number assigned to something that refers to something, but that reference could be useless. And the same is to be said with this game and any game as well. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed this pack and yap, honestly, I don't think my hits were very good. I got like 4 or 5 new cards. I did finally complete my collection. For transparency, I've spent just under a little over $300 US to get a full single collection. I don't think I have 2 of every card in the base set. I might though. I can take a look later. But yeah, I would love to know your all's opinions on digital only assets as well. Do you still like having physical media? I've kind of seen a decent rise of physical media for a lot of things. Like I said, I prefer my Switch games to be physical and things like that, but Pokemon TCG Pocket will be a digital only asset. I do predict it'll have monetary value soon, especially when trading becomes unlocked, as is the case with any game, and it'd be interesting to see exactly how they deal with those marketplaces. And once again, very few of you all are actually subbed to this account. If you enjoyed content like this, pocket content, me talking about whatever I want, while you all enjoy, you know, kind of Subway Surfer styles pack opening to stay engaged, I would really appreciate a like and subscribing to the channel. Let more people see this content so I can make more of the content. I'll catch you on the next one.